New episode of the podcast, new week of shows. Excited for today's because it's my wonderful wife who joins me. I think she's going to be the regular on Mondays unless I scare her off. We try today our first run at recording the podcast with the video element, which you can check out over at a YouTube page that's in the link on my socials, but that is probably changing soon. So I say all that to say, we used video today, and it was so distracting to both of us. So bear with us as we get used to the new podcast setup. I love this girl, and she's going to be very entertaining for everyone as usual. We do some pop culture talk. We talk about being parents, all that. So here comes Anna in just a few minutes. I'll let you know after this, after the talk with Anna, maybe about 20-some minutes in, 28 minutes in. I've got some thoughts on football. I've got some thoughts on the Gonzaga Bulldogs. That's after the discussion with Anna. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hope the weekend was good. As always, we do ask, and by we, I mean Anna and me, even though she's not asking. I'm speaking for her. Go ahead, head to iTunes, leave that review on the podcast. Trying to get to 100 reviews by the end of the year. Lots of time left. We appreciate the people who have done that and the people that do it moving forward. Thank you so much. Okay, here she is. Here's my wife, Anna. Okay, I'm excited to have you on. It's going to be the first podcast of the week. No. This is the second time we're recording this, by the way.
Yeah, honestly, the whole bringing video into it is not fun for me. I was in my pajamas. I haven't brushed my teeth today. I had to go put a bra on. It's just, it's not something that I love. And now you've made it so little I can't even see how I look.
So my wife Anna on the podcast today. We recorded this the other day, but the audio didn't work on it, so we have to record it again. Now, last time we recorded it, we had the video big so you could see it, and the whole time we did it, you said you couldn't do it because the video was big. So now I've made it small.
I want it to be big. I've decided. I don't. The problem is I don't want to do video at all because my issue was that it is distracting when I can see myself, which it is, but it's more distracting when I can't see myself and I have no idea what I look like.
That's just so much. I can't keep up. We're going to do it just like this. How's that sound?
That's fine. It's not great, really.
Okay, so I've got to do the things that I've got on my head to talk to you about today. And I wanted to start with the pop culture stuff. We have to get out there to kick the week off, okay?
Yeah.
Jay Cutler and Kristen Cavallari, I need your prediction right now.
I don't know, and I wish I was like cooler and I had more like intel because what is the girl from that I sent you? It's either Southern Charm or Below Deck, and I literally can't. Okay, it's Southern Charm.
Yep.
And I do not even know her name. She honestly has like a slight resemblance to Kristen. But
really?
I told you the other day, I was listening to my Morning Toast podcast, and they were saying that this girl like alluded to kind of dating Jay Cutler on their season premiere of like whatever show, Southern Charm.
Southern Charm. Yep.
Or not the season premiere, the season
finale.
Indie. Yeah. Or whatever, reunion. I don't know. Anyway, so she like alluded to, well, you know, they do.
Yeah, because that's none of the shows I watch do that, but all the shows you watch do a really good reunion show, like a really good one.
The Bravo ones.
Yeah, they're good. They're really intriguing.
Well, that's Andy.
He's brilliant.
Genius.
Okay, anyways.
Yeah, so her name's Madison LaCroix, it looks like. And I guess like she alluded to kind of dating him or whatever. And then I don't really know where they got to this point, like where then like Kristen and Jay posted like that picture that said something together about users. And then like fast forward to this morning, this Madison girl literally like posted on her Instagram text threads with her and Jay,
which is the
of
ultimate.
Him pursuing. So I don't know if he came out after she alluded to them dating and was like, no, absolutely not. And then they posted that picture, and then she said, like, no, you were pursuing me. Here's the deal. But either way, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a piece.
What are we cheering for?
I will always cheer for Jay and Kristen. I think that they are perfect for each other and they love each other.
Okay. We're big Jay Cutler fans here.
But I don't mind him with this girl. I just want to know, like, where's the beef? I guess that's where I'm missing. Like, I didn't read anything.
What do you mean, where's the beef?
Like, what's the problem? Like, why did she feel the need to post those red receipts or, like, any, like,
because
text receipts?
I believe if they're, I'm assuming that if he's back with Kristen Cavallari,
I don't think he's back with Kristen.
Okay, well, that's where you're missing it. That's where you're missing your. Yeah, see, that is where you're missing a whole story.
I don't think that. I need to read more.
Yeah, that's your unbelievable
they're not back.
swing and miss.
No.
That's your Richie Sexton.
I don't know what that means.
Well, it's a strike. It's a big strikeout. Okay, so
dirty.
let's go with he was terrible. So let's go with the second thing I want to bring up to you.
Okay.
I always thought I wanted, this is again pop culture number 2 of 3. I always thought I wanted Kourtney Kardashian to end up with Scott Disick until I found out today she's dating Travis Barker. And because I have such a deep love for Blink-182,
yeah,
it's a wrap for me, dog.
I think that I like the sound of the two of them together, and I think they could probably date for a while, but I will always believe that her and Scott will be together in the end. I'm here for it, and the kids and all of it.
He's the most TV personality I go back and forth on of any TV personality ever. Because there will be times where I absolutely love him and think he's hilarious, and then I think he's the biggest jerk of all time.
I think
I think I've settled on jerk.
He has his issues, and we all do. I mean, you have to think, if you were on a TV show 24/7, people would probably think you're a jerk at times too.
Not Kim Kardashian.
Kim wouldn't think you're a jerk.
I don't ever feel like she's a jerk.
Boys, though, because boys are jerks.
But so are girls. Like Chloe, I feel like is jerk.
Oh my gosh, you have it all wrong.
No, I always feel like she's yelling. She's always yelling.
If anyone is a jerk between Chloe and Kim, it's Kim.
Oh, see, I need that. That might not be as polished on that.
But I just think Scott isn't perfect, of course. Oh my gosh, am I not allowed to touch you?
It's just a lot of swinging.
Ugh.
A lot of swinging.
Literally grazed his leg.
A lot of swinging.
You like it when we touch.
Just not when it's not thumping, because I can hear it.
It wasn't thumping.
It's a thump.
And every time we touch, I get this feeling.
Next line.
And every time we kiss, I swear I can fly.
How bad do you miss karaoke?
I miss it a lot, but part of me feels like with a newborn, would I really have been going to sing karaoke this year?
I think we could have got babysitting nights to do that for sure. For sure.
Maybe.
Like we have a babysitter who would watch that child.
It might
any
just be
weekend.
A thing of the past, though, you know?
So you don't miss it?
I do miss it. I just don't feel like COVID is the real reason why I haven't. I just feel like I'm a mom now.
Yeah. I miss it. I'm a dad now, and I still miss it.
I miss it. I'm saying this is separate from what you said. I'm saying I miss it, but I don't know that it's COVID that made me not be able to do it.
Oh, I don't think it would be COVID as much as it would be just having a baby.
Yeah.
But that still would be a year without it.
Yeah. It's
so,
sad.
But I'm like,
devastating.
Like there's so many things that when you have a kid, you forget just a lot of moving. just you can't stop. Like the video with you, it might be a one and done for Anna Widmer, which is unfortunate because I love talking to you.
Well, don't put me in the swivel chair.
Well, the other one's really short. I wanted to give you the comfortable one.
Thanks.
That chair's way more comfortable.
Thanks.
And so I thought we'll give you the comfy chair.
I'll stop moving.
Okay, the third thing, pop culture, I wanted to talk about. So we're cheering for Scott Disick. You're cheering for Scott Disick.
Yeah,
over
I'm
Travis.
always cheering for Scott. I think he's not perfect, but I think he's a good guy. I think him and Kourtney are good together. I think he cares about her a lot. I think he's a part of the family. He's the father of her children.
Okay. And then finally, I wanted to go rank the 3 songs.
Oh, I
the
hate
high school
ranking things.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Oh, no,
I'll do it, and you tell me. No, I'll do it, and you tell me if I'm right, because you hate ranking things. So the 3 songs that are released over 3 weeks, these High School Musical, the series is what the show is called. 2 kids on there were dating.
Mm-hmm. Olivia and Josh.
They break up.
Correct.
Josh might be dating
this
Sabrina girl.
Dating Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay, so the reason I found out about this,
I don't think Sabrina Carpenter is from High School.
She
musical,
is from
the musical, the series, or whatever.
I learned today she is from a different show
Disney
altogether.
Show, but it's on Disney.
I don't remember if it's on Disney or not.
It's on the same that the High School Musical was on, or something. I think.
Yeah, I don't know about that part.
We are like 20 years older than them, so it's hard to.
Yeah, so I don't know anything about the show or the people, but what I know is, and what I was saying was, the fact is, the reason I found out about this is because you were downstairs playing a song, and it was so good. I was like, what is this song? And it was that driver's license song that then broke all the streaming records
Ever.
pretty much, of all time.
Yes.
So I was like, what is this song? And then you kind of caught me up on the drama, and I thought, okay, well, this is what I'm living for this kind of
the teeny
stuff.
bopper drama.
Amazing. It's so different from when I grew up and when you grew up. So then the boy releases a song the next week, kind of a response. And then the next week, the new girl.
Yes.
So the boys was the worst.
I do think that.
And
did you listen to him for real?
Did.
Or are you just going by what I said?
I listened to all of them.
Okay.
So Lies, Lies, Lies.
Yeah.
Now here's where my hot take comes in. Because, and it might be recency bias, where we've listened to Driver's License a lot. I like the Sabrina girls more.
Absolutely
I like it more.
Not.
I like the up-tempo more. It's more up-tempo.
Oh,
I also think hers cuts deeper. I think Sabrina's.
But see, why do you like that?
Deeper.
See, this is my thing, and I was listening to the toast, and I actually agree with Claudia. Claudia was
we're
saying,
not doing morning. We're not a morning toast podcast review of a podcast.
I'm just gonna say this because I don't like. I have the same opinion as she did, where it's like, why did this Sabrina girl have to come on and like bash Olivia? Olivia wasn't bashing Sabrina. She was writing about her heartbreak. And so it's one thing, like Olivia was just like, hey, I had
Didn't
this.
she call it a blonde girl?
Yeah, who cares? You're probably with that blonde girl. What does that mean?
But I think then that now opens the door.
I just don't.
That's the door
I
opening.
do not feel that way. I feel like Olivia was writing about her breakup and her sadness, and Sabrina was writing to hurt Olivia. So, like, Olivia didn't say, like, F that blonde girl, she's an awful human.
Right.
She said, you're always with that blonde girl. She's everything I'm insecure about. If anything, she complimented her.
Yeah, but the problem is you put too much title into it. Because everyone's going to find out what's going on, and you have now, if you open the door, it's Pandora's box. Once you crack it open, you don't get to just crack it. You either open it or you don't open it at all.
Well,
and she opened it and then got stomped on. Sabrina girl wins that battle.
I do not think so, because at the end of the day, they are all like performers and in the music industry. So the only person really winning is Olivia, and the fact that she literally broke every streaming record of all time.
The other thing from it is, are all these kids just extremely great musicians? Because I do feel like all of them, I was like, if I hadn't known any story with the drama behind it,
yeah,
like I would have just thought, oh, cool, 3 new pop songs that my wife listens to because they're on, today's hits playlist.
But see, I'm
They're
pretty
good,
sure Driver's License is the only one on my Today's Hits playlist.
And
the other 2 I had to search for.
Okay.
Another win for Olivia.
I
think Olivia just won all around. Her song's the best. I feel like her heart's in a better place than the other 2. The other 2 were just like, let's release songs because she broke all these streaming records. Now we want to like break streaming records, and they didn't, so their songs weren't as good.
I like that. If you're going to listen to any of them, if you hear the story and you miss the drama at all and you want to catch up on it, I'd say skip the boys' song. His is not great.
Yeah, it almost
Driver's
sounds like
License,
it wasn't fully done.
Driver's License, you've probably heard. Like, and you might not know what it was. It's really good. It's really, really good.
Do you want me to sing? You looking at me
Let's
like
hear
you
a
want
little
me.
bit of it.
I got my driver's license last week, just like we always talked about.
It is the youngest kids. It's when I looked up the story because I wanted to know more, and I was like, well, I'm so old.
Oh, I know. It's like teeny boppers, but it's funny. It's like, it's so true. It's just like with Justin Bieber when he was like first starting out. It's like, if you can get the young children to like you, done deal.
Well, and they'll ride with you through your life. That's kind of a fun thing to do, right?
They will apparently stream you 15 million times.
So I'm with Justin Timberlake, is my age. So he was Mickey Mouse Club when I was in junior high, when he was like just in junior high as well. So that was like one of those things. He got the kids, and then I just ride or die Justin Timberlake through life because every step of the way he's been my age, and so I've always been able to feel like I can relate to him.
Yeah,
which is what these kids do. Well, I'm trying to think who yours would be. Like who would have been when you were in
Taylor Swift?
Yeah, yours would be T Swift, right?
Yeah.
Every stage of life, you're the exact same age.
Literally, she was born on December 13th, 1989, and I was born on December 20th, 1989.
That is awesome. It's fun,
best.
right? Like it's fun. That's what I'm thinking for. I look at our daughter eventually and go, she's going to have this person, right? We're going to go into her room. She's going to have the poster on her wall of somebody, whether it's a band, a person, whatever. And then that's going to be her person through life, which is fun to think about.
You know, Justin Timberlake's lucky to have you. You were the only person that liked his Man of the Woods album.
I loved it.
It had, like-
I probably got him all of his streams.
Yeah,
on
it had like record low touring ticket sales, and you were like ride or die.
I thought it was like one of his best albums.
Yeah,
I think
like,
the song
still listen
"Man
to
in the
it.
Woods,"
Yeah.
you gotta stop shaking your chair. You gotta stop shaking. I think about the times where I shake my leg, and like this is the equivalent. So now it just puts you in a headspace.
And now you know that I'm not doing it on purpose because
Correct.
you always say that you're not doing it on purpose.
Correct, for sure. Chair's just really awesome.
I know.
That's
well,
the problem. That chair is just the chair you're on, and for the people who can't see the video, it swivels back and forth, but it's so smooth. And
usually
it's so
we don't
comfortable.
sit by each other. Usually I get to sit on the couch and rest.
Okay, what else do I have? I had two last things for you.
Rest my weary bones.
Two last things for you. Number one, get the people caught up with the thing that's frustrated you the most this last week. It is crazy that you hit it on a time where apparently everyone is into it. Anna Widmer, why can't you pot your plants?
Oh my gosh. I actually don't know.
Crazy.
There are so many factors. Like, I can't find potting soil. It's like all of a sudden everyone wants to have a green thumb. And it's like my plants are literally 5 and 6 years old and they need to be repotted. They need to grow larger.
Yeah.
And I just need some soil. So today I went to Walmart and I'm not kidding you. The entire section was completely empty. Everything was empty. So then I finally found some pots, but I need the pots that like drain. You know, it's good to have pots that when you water that drains through so the water doesn't sit at the bottom and
So
it doesn't
got
get
the
old
hole in
and
the
stuff.
bottom and the bowl underneath.
Yeah, and I couldn't find any of those, and like I don't know if they make pots big enough for this tree. You said like his grandma is like got a green thumb, and she thinks maybe we should repot this tree because she thinks it could grow more because it's gotten really big, but I can't find pots bigger than that.
Well, you can't find anything right now. The picture you sent me from Walmart, Anna, and you were so excited to go out and get that.
Oh my gosh, I was so
talking about
excited
it all week, and I
even had a shovel, a little tiny shovel, and gloves for Olivia to help me in the cart. And then when I couldn't find the stuff, I was like, well, forget it.
You have been trying for a week and a half to find the stuff. The picture you sent me looked like the March pictures of the toilet paper aisle.
Yes. Is it like a thing right now all of a sudden to like have all these indoor plants? And like it wasn't just indoor plant stuff though. That's the thing. It was anything you can plant or anything you could use for plants at all. It was bad. So I did get some soil that's in the car that I can use to repot my succulents because they need it really bad. I mean, they're like falling out of the pot.
And you got new pots for those ones. So they're ready to rock and roll. From Amazon. They're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. But as far as my 2 huge trees, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I know. And it stinks.
They are old.
You'll find something eventually. Like, I think maybe a trip to Home Depot is in your future this week.
Yeah.
Lowe's.
I've heard that those places are so crowded right now that I just like.
Well, what's more important? I think potting your plants.
Yeah, I know.
Like it needs to happen.
I know.
And they got the Home Depot Lowe's right next to each other, kind of down towards your old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
And you can just get it done. I think it's going to make you so happy.
Yeah. I think as long as I can just find some pots.
The plants have brought you so much more happiness than I ever thought they would. You crush it with them.
Yeah, like, well, you know what it is like I got them initially thinking like they'll probably die. Yes, and now they're my friends. They have been around since I moved to Spokane. It's seriously been 5 years. And they're huge. And, the one that you got me when I got done with maternity leave
the fern.
It's almost a year old and it's about to need to be repotted as well.
Yeah. I think that one might be on its last leg.
What? No.
It's getting real yellow.
No, just that one side is yellow.
Okay.
No, it's not on its last
But
leg.
it is big. It's way bigger than
It's getting so much bigger.
It's crazy. Okay, so Anna's got a green thumb. It's unbelievable. It's super impressive, and I love having the plants downstairs, so you're crushing it. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Finally, not crushing it. The other night, I had a first ever happen in daddom. Our daughter's had a rough weekend with the belly.
More so with her butthole.
I feel so bad. So she had constipation real bad to the point where it was like making her cry a lot. Then the floodgates opened, then major diaper rash. It's just been a whole thing. But when she was super constipated, she was trying so hard to get stuff out, and it wouldn't come out, and she would just sob. So I was in
So sad.
so sad. I was in the bathroom bathroom with her, giving her a bath, and she had a couple weeks ago gone to the bathroom in the bathtub, and it's a nightmare and it's gross. And I was like, ugh.
It like shreds apart like shredded chicken.
It's nasty.
Just floats around.
So she was in there, and she got up on the edge, standing up, gets on her tiptoes, and her face just goes beet red. And I'm like, oh no, here we go. And I thought, well, she's struggling with it, and nothing happened. So
A tiptoe is a surefire sign that she's going to poop.
Yeah, poor girl. So I get her out. I'm like, well, I need to check if anything like is starting to come out, like what's going on. So I get her out, lay her next to our sink. We put our towel on the countertop. So I lay her down on the counter, and I kind of lift her legs up. And as soon as I do that, it's like a Play-Doh machine, and it's like starts to pump out like a thing of poop, a loaf of poop. And I panic. She's on her towel, her fresh towel. You had just washed it. I don't know what to do. I've got her. My right hand's got her legs, or my left hand's holding her legs up, making the Play-Doh thing happen. I see it coming out. What do? The only thing I knew how to do, I took my hand, cupped it, put it right underneath her little butt cheeks, and just let her poop directly into my hand.
Meanwhile, the toilet was like from me to Sean.
Yeah, that's it. I panicked, and I panicked.
You could have touched the toilet.
Easily. I mean, she did this, and then I just dumped it into the toilet. But I got worried because in my head I thought, okay, I should lift her and try to get her into the toilet. But I had two problems. One, what if it just drops on the floor, drops on my foot or something, whatever it may be. And two, she just got out of the bath and was slippery. Mm-hmm. What if I like put her over the toilet and I drop her and she like weirdly contorts and falls into the toilet seat and gets stuck?
No.
So these are the things that are going through my head, and instead I just let her poop in my hand. So I've hit that point of dad mode where now she's just pooped directly in my hand.
I hope you didn't touch your eye. You have pink eye.
I did. I immediately was like, oh. Whew. And
I always think about that when I'm changing her diaper. I'm like, gosh, I probably have pink eye.
Yeah, because as a parent, and congratulations to Carly and Tony. They just had their baby Brooks.
So
he's super cute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's cute.
But as a parent, you just become like null to all the bodily stuff. At first, I remember you and I both at first were like, oh, the throw up's gross and this poop is gross. Oh, that's so gross. You just hit a point where you're like, I have poop all over my hand and my forearm and whatever.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Whatever. I don't even care.
Like, I feel like I smell it at all times.
Oh, yeah.
Her room just forever smells like poop.
We always ask, hey, does it smell like poop in here? One of us is always asking that.
And sometimes I say, oh, it must just be my breath.
Okay. Anna, thank you for kicking off the week. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to figure out. It's just unreal. I know people can't see this unless you're one of the 4 people who are.
I've actually never touched you this much in my life.
I know people can't see this unless you're one of the 4 people who watch the YouTube video. The amount of movement my wife has done during this podcast is beyond crazy. It's caused my brain to almost short circuit. And I agree. That's, I think, where the awkwardness is coming. You never touch me.
Are you feeling awkward?
Well, because seriously, like it's one of the things you don't like. Like unless we're like, we're sitting on the couch and you're like, want your back rubbed or your leg rubbed. You're like,
sometimes I snuggle at night.
Yeah, but you're just someone, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. You're just someone who's like, it's not my favorite thing in the world to do, and all of a sudden you just keep kicking me, and you keep kicking me and hitting me, and I'm like, what is happening right now?
Kicking you and hitting you? No, it's not what I'm doing.
Well, beating me,
brushing.
Brushing. You keep beating me and whipping me. Not in that way.
It's not that kind of podcast.
Okay. Well, anything else you need to get off your chest? I feel like we covered 3 pop culture stories.
Did you want to? I mean, I thought we were going to talk about my tiny.
I was going to apologize for it. I didn't know if you had time.
Well,
do you have time, real quick?
I have time, but do you have time? You told me that it was supposed to be 20 minutes.
It's supposed to be 15 minutes, and we're at 22.
Do we want to save this topic for next week when it's up and running?
Yeah, we do. Okay. I have next week. Long tease. Major apology to my wife. And we're going to have a full review of a new product next week.
A new product.
Which you can get excited for. Okay, Anna, I love to do Kelly's What Are You Into? Is there anything you're into right now that you're using or you've enjoyed over the last week that you'd like to tell the people?
Yes.
Okay, what do we have?
I think it's Listerine brand, but I'm not all the way sure. No, I never brush my teeth. Literally, I'm disgusting. Like, I don't think I've ever brushed my teeth at night, ever.
Yeah, you have the whitest teeth. You have great smile.
I don't brush my teeth. I didn't brush my teeth today. Anyways, that's not the point. When I don't brush my teeth is the least of it. to think of flossing is a total joke. Like, I've never done it my whole life. Every time I go to the dentist, they're like, everything is gushing blood. And I'm like, that's because I don't floss and I won't floss. So this last time I had a different dental hygienist, and she was like, okay, for all of the people that I have that tell me that they won't floss, I've been giving them this. And I thought it was just going to be one of those little like those little flossers.
Yeah.
But it's like a flosser, but it's as long as a toothbrush.
I have seen that in our toothbrush
And I
thing.
love it.
And that's so fun.
I hate like putting my hand in my mouth, and I feel like since I never brush my teeth, it like stinks in there. And so this is like, my hand doesn't have to touch anything. You're just going through there, but it's long, and you can rinse it and reuse it a couple times.
I love that. I
Love
love that. Oh, so that's so funny because I saw it in there and I thought,
Yeah.
someone must have that must have just been something we had from a
I'm a
move that you
flosser.
found. But it is cool. Okay, so there you go. It's
A brusher and a flosser.
It's the long toothbrush looking floss stick.
Yeah, made by Listerine, I think.
And then I had one last question for you. We're way over on time.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about Chipotle's cauliflower rice?
I liked it. I don't normally even get rice.
Right.
So it just is like a filler of space. I wouldn't say it necessarily, it doesn't really have the consistency of rice.
But
it really just fills up the bowl a little bit more.
And here's the deal. If it fills you up a little bit, I do feel like one of the problems we always have if we get like a burrito or burrito bowl is that we're hungry after, like a little bit later.
If I don't get rice
Yeah, and if you can get a little extra that's not terrible for you, that might be a good
I mean,
thing.
it doesn't really, I didn't like notice the difference in taste or anything like that, but I do like that it like fills the bowl a little.
All right, so then to recap, just so we can follow the stories this week, are Kristen Cavallari and Jay Cutler back together?
No.
Okay. Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian last how long?
At over a year.
And if you're going to listen to the songs, lies, skin, but driver's license,
Number 1.
grade A.
Grade A content.
All right, you're the best, babe. I love you, and I can't wait to swing on over and give you a smooch when we're done with this.
Don't touch me.
There she is, Anna Widmer. Anna M. Widmer on Instagram. Go give her a follow. She's money on there. She's the best. Okay, I will say, I almost have to walk back a take immediately. We went and listened to, she played me a little driver's license later after the pod. It's really good. It's really good. That song is awesome. It's the best of the three. So, walking back a take inside of the same podcast, but after we recorded that, there was a little convincing done that was smart convincing by my wife. She's the best. Okay, she's going to be Mondays. We always love the feedback on it, so let us know on our Twitters. I think she's Anna M. Widmer on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Bomarewski on Twitter, Sean Widmer on Instagram. I wanted to get to a couple things non-pop culture, like Anna and I talked, related, some sports stuff for you. Two quick things. Number one has to do with football. The Super Bowl is set. I'm actually real excited for it. It's the unstoppable Kansas City Chiefs against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm excited for it in that the Chiefs are really fun to watch. Tom Brady is doing it at a level no one's ever done it at the age he is. I think that's a really cool story. I know it's going to be beat over our heads for the next 2 weeks, but that's okay. That's okay. My only problem with the Super Bowl this year, after watching the Chiefs again yesterday, I don't think they can be beat. I don't think they can be beat. That's not to say Tom Brady might not come out and be a magician and do it, but I would never bet on it. And I just watched the Chiefs, and they're open on every wide receiver is open on every single play. Their running plays seem to work well. They're just a machine on offense. They're unstoppable. So I get excited for the Super Bowl, but it could be a huge blowout, easier than anything else. Right? It could be a close game, but that's going to be the rarity. That's going to be the big rarity. It looks to be a blowout, but it will still be the Super Bowl, and I think everyone's ready for a little Super Bowl action, a little distraction, maybe some smaller get-togethers here and there. We'll see. Okay, Gonzaga Bulldog basketball. They win again over the weekend against Pacific. They take a huge crap on Pacific. Pacific never in the game, not even for a moment. The score was like 40-12 at one point. These games, I can't imagine, and again, talk about beating a dead horse. But here's the deal. This is the storyline with Gonzaga this year, and this is where I think more than any season, this is going to be played out. these games aren't making Gonzaga any better. There's just no way. I felt like we watched Saturday's game praying that no one got hurt. That's no place to be in the regular season. That's no place to have your team in a place where you're not worried about the game. You're not excited about the game. The game's not interesting. The only thing I'm watching is, oh gosh, please get up, Jalen Suggs. Please get up. Ooh, Drew Timme, I hope you didn't roll your ankle on that play. You watch these games never even doubting the fact Gonzaga is going to win, never doubting the fact they're going to crush the team. You just watch the games going, okay, how soon is Mark Few going to put bench guys in? And is anyone going to get dinged up? That's it. That's the whole storyline for Gonzaga basketball right now. It's brutal. Absolutely brutal. And it stunk this last game because Jalen Suggs was on his way to get a triple-double. Now, in any other conference, good conference in basketball, Jalen Suggs would have played a whole game in conference play, and he would have got the couple rebounds or assists he needed to get a triple-double. But not in the WCC because with 6 minutes left in the game, he's out of the game. 6 minutes left in the game. He's out of the game because the other team isn't good enough to play against Gonzaga. It is a bummer. It's tough to watch. My thought over the weekend was if you are a Gonzaga employee, because the game was at Gonzaga, they don't have fans at the games here in the state of Washington. There's no fans, so it's all cardboard cutouts, and I would give anything for Gonzaga to hire someone to slowly, during the 8-minute mark timeout, so 8 minutes to go in the game, they take the TV timeout. When they come back from that TV timeout, I want half of the cardboard cutouts gone. And then in the 4-minute timeout, all the rest gone. So it looks like even the cardboard cutouts left the game early. Because I think that's the only way to get the point across without fans to some of these other teams that, hey, you really are not good. You're really killing us here. You're really putting us in a position where we're not getting better. We're just trying not to get hurt. So GU, if you could go ahead and do that for us, that'd be great. Just a little, it seems like a pretty easy job for an intern, somebody, my buddy Barrett, your friend, like one of your interns. They just go in, 8-minute mark, remove half of the cardboard cutouts, second half of the cardboard cutouts, 4-minute mark, and we get some quality entertainment in those games for the second half of the second half, where there is no entertainment at this point. Okay, that's it for today. Coming up this week on Friday, could be a very special guest on Friday, but I need to solidify it before I promote it. Wednesday, we talked to Alyssa Charleston, who does a lot of she used to work at KXLY with me, and then she got bigger and better, and she is now working with Gonzaga. She's one of the only people who can interact with the team this year. So I want to talk to one of the only people who can interact with this Gonzaga team this year. We'll talk to her on Wednesday. I also want to get her on the podcast now before she blows up, and will never respond to any of my texts asking if she'll come on the podcast. So we get her now before that happens. Have a great Monday, everyone. If you're listening to this later on in the week or whenever it may be, I hope that day goes just as well.